Hey, beautiful people. I think that I've done the Kamina the coach here. I think I've done like 4 videos day to day, back to back. So viewers probably can't keep up. I get the feeling that most of the viewers are people trying to work overseas and not really people interested in my spiritual journey, which is a-okay. But right now, I have a lot going on with me personally. So without any family or real friends to support me, I have few friends, sorry. Um, without any like close friends to support me, I have friends. Without any close friends to support me, without any family, you're my default. And without a therapist. And I don't have the money to throw away on a therapist who's not a good fit for me right now. Um, I actually don't have the money for a therapist at all, but I know that it's an investment well worth it. So this video is just really about my internal confusion. So if you are tracking, if you are watching all the videos, gosh, I interviewed for this Tanzanian position back in October, first part of October, I believe. Yeah, first part of October. So October, November, December, January, 4 months. I don't know, maybe Saudi Arabia. My first stint in Saudi Arabia maybe took this long, but I don't think I've had another one take this long. And the problem with that is it gives you a lot of time. First of all, things are just crazy right now. Anyways, things are rapidly changing, and the tides of politics and health, world health, and all that stuff is back and forth. So a lot has been going on, and a lot has been going on inside of me. So when I was overseas initially, and I recognized at one point that I needed to come back to the United States for a master's degree if I was going to continue what I was doing, people were like, oh, just go back for a year, it's no problem, blah, blah, blah. But so what has happened right now, mind you, yes, COVID brought me back, but I had intentions of coming back anyways. As a 42-year-old woman, I recognize I feel very differently about connections. Living abroad, I had very difficult making meaningful connections. I have a lot of shallow connections or people I've met once that I probably stay in contact forever because they were awesome. But like a meaningful connection, somebody that I talk to and I would go to their children's birth or a wedding or whatever, I don't have those. And I never made those overseas. It was challenging. So a couple of people, but not like I had the opportunity to do in the United States, although not in the South. Coming back to the South was a really, really bad idea. Coming back to South Carolina specifically was a really bad idea. It was a really bad idea. But when I was in the military, this was where I was, and logically at the time it made sense. I had no idea how much I had changed and grown. South Carolina is still beautiful. The cost of living is still low, but the cost on my mental is quite high. But anyways, so the point is I had already decided I was coming back before COVID. I had decided I was coming back. But before that, when I used to say that I would live overseas forever, and people would tell me to come back to the United States to get my master's, I always expressed being afraid that I would get stuck here. And there are a whole lot of aspects to that. Money, mentality, people. And it's happened. So now I have this job opportunity. That is a double-edged sword. It's a positive and a negative as far as I'm concerned. Yes, I will be the head of the school, but yes, I am also teaching a full load and subbing. There are no subs. So we're missing a middle school lead teacher, which means I would also be carrying her load as well. So So I'm teaching a full load and running the school. I'm the highest person at the school. But it is a leadership position, a type of leadership position that I probably won't have an opportunity to get again. Leadership isn't really my thing, though. And I know people a lot of times have desires to move up and be managers and be in control, but I learned that in Saudi Arabia that I didn't like managing. I managed a group of teachers in Saudi Arabia and I didn't like it. I was miserable the whole semester. I left Saudi Arabia after that. I'd had a really good semester the semester before, and the next semester was miserable because I didn't want to manage people. And especially not in education, teachers are difficult to manage. We think we know everything. So, and one of the only, even though I'm American, one of the only brown teachers, and then the head. So I have a lot of feelings about the job itself. I have some feelings about where it is. You know, when you think of Tanzania, I think most people think of Zanzibar, the beaches and stuff. I'm very far inland. They're about to move the capital to Dar es Salaam, which is cool, so it'll be closer to me, but still. I don't know, because I haven't been there. I watched a video on the city, but I couldn't really get a good grasp on it from the video. So I'm apprehensive about the job. I'm apprehensive about where I'm going. I'm apprehensive about leaving. And you know, I came back in March of 2020, and now it's January 2021, and the thing is I came back for connections, and I'm saying I haven't made any since I've been back, but it's also been COVID the entire time I've been back. So I haven't had a fair shot at it. I'd also like to try EMDR therapy, which is tapping therapy that mimics the REM of your sleep, the rapid eye movement, the going back and forth of your eyes. And it would require the therapist to be able to touch me. You can't do that via video chat. I've been passed on, so I've interviewed for 2 positions at state level that I've been accepted for, that I'm just waiting for the offer to come from HR. That are not positions that I went to school to study, but it is not the pressure of being a manager, and it's not the pressure of, I've taught at the university level. I'm not really a kid teacher. And they want me to take over a school of kids. I'm not really a kid teacher. So these positions, neither one of these positions require any overexertion of myself. And I know it sounds lazy to a lot of people, but I need you to try to remember that I've been on my own. I've been working hard since I was 14. So we're talking 38 years, 37 years of really intensive work. In the last 10 years, I've moved way more than that. But I've lived and worked in 8 countries, but I've moved so much in the last 10 years. Guys, I'm tired. And I've said that a lot. I'm tired. I don't think the United States is going to recover. I don't. But I'm tired. I'm tired. I know what I want. I want to build an earth ship down in Mexico, down in like Oaxaca in the mountain. I want to live off the grid and, maybe manage a department at a small government university. So everything is more laid back in Mexico. I'm not interested in any kind of intense, over-the-top workload. Does that sound lazy? It probably does sound lazy, but I've always considered myself, when I decided to go overseas, I considered myself semi-retired. I'm tired. I am tired. I've been working hard for a long time. I'm tired. Not to say that I don't want to work, and what I definitely do want to do is make a difference in the world. So I really want to have time to just write. That's what I'd really like to do, to have time to just write. Also, with me trying to find my birth family right now, the idea of trying to go through that and go through the stress of trying to manage a school doesn't appeal to me either. They don't balance each other out. So I am very much up in the air right now. I have a colleague slash friend who has lived in East Africa for a while, and I appreciate her feedback and support. And she very clearly thinks that I should move to Tanzania. But, and I appreciate her support. So when she and I talked yesterday, because I got my Tanzanian teaching license, I thought that I needed to buy my ticket. So she was like, you need to ask them, can they extend it? Because I was supposed to start February 1st. Well, it'll be another 2 to 4 weeks before the actual paperwork for my visa is processed. Really long process. Really long process. Anyways. And so I did ask them if I could move to a March start, and she said, well, it was going to take 2 to 4 weeks to process the paperwork anyway, so I have time. But I'm honestly at a place where I just don't want to go. And I don't want to stay here. So, aren't we in a pickle? I would like to live in DC. I would like to live potentially outside of Houston, outside of Dallas. God, I don't want to go back to Texas. But I don't really want to go to California either. I used to love California, but I recognize that California has changed a lot since I was there 30 years ago. I think I don't like the cold either, but I think DC is the only place where I might be able to find anybody that I could vibe with. Basically just up north anyways. Anywhere towards the city, I think I would be good in like Chicago. Even certain parts of, I'm not gonna say that. People would jump on me. But I'm not a city girl, really. I don't know. I guess I'm just doing the video to just put it out there that I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna end up being offered these 2 jobs here, so I would be able to take my pick of jobs here in the United States. Even after 10 years of working abroad, I was very irresponsible with my money. I didn't have any real plan because I didn't plan to come back. So I didn't save anything. And it was a real struggle when I first came back to the United States. So I am living like everyone else, not paycheck to paycheck. And I can afford one catastrophe, but that's it. I can afford one car breakdown, one broken something, and that's it. So I'm American again, for all that's worth. And it was, when I didn't want to come back to the United States, my greatest fear. And now I'm not sure what it is. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I really, for the first time in a long time, have no idea what I'm going to do. But the beauty is, so also for the first time, maybe ever, I feel very relaxed. I don't feel worried about where I'm going to go or what I'm going to do. I guess it's probably because I have a roof over my head, a reasonably priced roof over my head that I am now very thankful for, because I hired an exterminator. So I'm living here alone and not with all the creepy crawlers. My face has finally gotten used to the mask. When I first started wearing the mask, I was really broken out, so that was really stressing me out. But my face has gotten used to the mask. I'm not as afraid as I was when I first came back. I was really, really, really culture shocked when I came back. I used to walk around with my gun in the house. So I'm American again, for whatever that's worth. I'm faced with some very challenging, life-changing decisions right now, and I don't know what I'm going to do. So send me, as I've requested before, send me some love, light, and joy, and Kamina the coach sending you love, light, peace, and joy. And I guess the moral of the story is that this too shall pass. So whatever it is that you're going through, try to not let it burden you, because you can only change the things that you can change. And we can't waste time worrying about the things that we can't. So I'm just going to sit back and see what happens. Since I have some time, sit back and see what happens. So Kamina the coach wishing you love, light, and joy. I'll see you next time. Peace.